For many, turning down a club like Arsenal in that manner would have meant the end of their career, but this is Zlatan we're talking about here. The story only just started. In 2001, he moved to Ajax, and you'd think that things immediately took off for him after a big move like that, but that wasn't the case. Not at all. He was hardly used under coach Co Adriaans. It took the Dutch boss getting sacked for Zlatan to finally get his breakthrough. When Ronald Koeman took over, he immediately inserted Zlatan into his starting lineup, and he helped Ajax win the Eredivisie in the 2001-2002 season. You could say that this was where the story truly began. In 2002, he made his UEFA Champions League debut against League One champions Lyon, and he scored a brace in that game. He was just 20. He'd end up scoring 5 goals in his first Champions League campaign, helping Ajax go all the way to the quarter-finals. But the real highlight of his Ajax career came in 2004, when he dribbled past 5 players before scoring an incredible solo goal against NAC Breda. We had never seen a player that tall yet, so technical. A giant who could move that way was something rarer than Astatine. This dude was a maverick, an absolute freak of nature.
Ibrahimovic. Goed ingehouden. En nu dan een keer schiet ook. Maradona!
But what we didn't know was that we hadn't even seen half of it yet. That year, Zlatan made a step up, moving to Italy to join Juventus. In his first season for the club, he was directly involved in 28 goals in 46 appearances across all competitions. He helped Juventus win the Scudetto, which was later taken from them due to the Calciopoli scandal, and he also helped them reach the quarter-finals of the Champions League. After that successful season, reporters said that Real Madrid were ready to pay €70 million for Zlatan. That amount in 2005 was crazy, but everyone believed it because it was Zlatan. But it was later revealed that that was nothing more than a publicity stunt to help boost the market value of the Swedish striker. Yeah, typical Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Anyway, following Juventus' relegation to Serie B as punishment for their involvement in the Calciopoli scandal, Zlatan closed his Juventus chapter permanently, but he loved Italy so much, so he remained there, making a move to Inter Milan, a club he claimed to have supported when he was younger. To be honest, he didn't act like a boyhood fan of the club, but we'll get to that later. Anyway, he spent 3 years at Inter and they were all really good. In his first season, he was directly involved in 24 goals, in 36 appearances across all competitions, and he helped Inter win the Scudetto with a record 97 points. In his second season, he was directly involved in 31 goals in 34 appearances across all competitions, helped Inter successfully defend the Scudetto, and was named Serie A Player of the Year. He was at the peak of his powers at this point, and he continued to get better on the pitch, but his decision-making off it ruined him. You'll see what I mean in a bit. But in his third season at Inter Milan, Zlatan helped Inter three-peat the Scudetto, he won the Capocannoniere as the league's top scorer, and he was named Serie A Player of the Year again. After having conquered Italy, Zlatan decided to try something new. It was a good idea, but his timing was just super awful. In 2009, Zlatan joined reigning UCL champions, FC Barcelona. They were the best team in the world, so it looked like the best decision for his career, but it was probably the worst. He actually started brilliantly in Spain. He made history by becoming the first Barcelona player to score in his first 5 La Liga games for the club. After 7 league games, he was already on 7 goals and was topping the charts. But he picked up a thigh injury which sidelined him for 3 weeks. But on his return, he came off the bench and scored, against Real Madrid no less. And that began a run of 4 straight league games of scoring. He'd also go to the Champions League where he scored both Barcelonas against Arsenal in the quarter-finals. He was just unstoppable. But in March, everything started to slowly crumble. First, it was a red card against Almeria, which forced him to serve a 1-game suspension. He returned and scored in 3 straight league games. But then, during warm-up ahead of a game against Athletic Club, he picked up another injury. This sidelined him for 4 games, including the return leg against Arsenal in the Champions League. After he returned from injury, it was like he lost his touch. He scored just 1 goal in the last 7 games of the season, and could only watch as his former club Inter Milan knocked Barcelona out in the semi-finals of the Champions League, and went on to win the trophy and even complete the European treble. Zlatan had never won the Champions League. He moved to the reigning champions hoping that would help him win it, but the season he left, his former club won it. And that defeat to Inter Milan had much bigger consequences. In the aftermath of the loss,